Hello, lovely people. Hello, as soon as I start, Annie's crashing around in the kitchen.
I'm just a girl, a wonderful girl, I'm the sweetest one in town. Can search for miles around, and no one like me can be found. I've got a smile.
Hello, my lovelies. I hope we're all well as can be expected this week. So, this week, what are we doing? Well, a couple of years ago, I did a silly thing. So that you don't have to. I wasted my money so that you don't have to. I saw on Facebook a video of a dress that looked gorgeous. It looked like it was a really interesting shape. It looked like lovely quality sweatshirt fabric. It looked so comfortable. It looked really funky, and I loved it. And I watched this countless times, and it lived rent-free in my head for months. And then eventually I decided, so I've got a mad curl sticking out like a horn, I decided to buy it. Now, here's where I made my first mistake. As soon as I went on the website, I was suspicious. I was like, it looked like, the video looked like the dress was in a boutique. The website was very definitely not a boutique. But I really liked the dress, so I bought it anyway. And I waited weeks, which is another bad sign. You know it's probably coming from China or somewhere. And I actually bought two dresses, and because there was two similar but slightly different shapes, and I liked them both. And they eventually arrived, and I was like, please let this be what I thought it was. And you probably all know where this is going. It wasn't. So
at least your Facebook purchase arrived. Mine never did.
Well, yes.
My money and ran off.
Yes, poor Kurt. His Facebook scammer took his money and ran off, and he's never been able to find them again. At least mine did actually arrive. Anywho, this is the dress that I'm wearing. I'm wearing the dress. I put up a bit of video of it. It is a really funky shape. It's really cool. However, it is the cheapest, nastiest fabric. It's polyester. It makes me sweat. It's really thin and kind of see-through, and it's just quite unpleasant to wear. It's also shrunk in the wash. So I was very disappointed. And the cream one was the closest to the dress that I'd seen on video. There was a dark green one that was just awful and has been donated long ago because I just hated it. I hated it and I never wore it. However, I did still really like the shape of this dress. So I used this dress, I put it down on my pattern paper, and I cloned it with my little tracing wheel. And I've actually used that pattern to make 3 other dresses. So there's like this lovely sunshiny flower one that was my first video on here. There's this lovely red one that I made pre-YouTube. I think that was this last summer, just not long before I started YouTube. And I also made they're both stretch fabrics. I also used my basic bodice block and the pattern together to make this woven one in brushed cotton, which is also a joy to wear, and I really love it. So it has been worth buying the dress because I've got 3 other dresses out of it that I really, really love. However, I still really loved the original video that I saw. So you can imagine how excited I was when I saw on Vinted recently 2 meters of really lovely cream sweatshirt fabric. It's beautiful. It's a lovely creamy colour. It's fleecy on the inside. It's a lovely thick quality, and it's cotton, and it's lovely. It's lovely. I snapped it up, and I'm going to remake this dress in lovely creamy fabric. Now, I only have 2 meters, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to exactly replicate the dress because it's going to be really tight for size. but we'll see what we can do. So let's get started and see if we can make this dress what I actually want. Right, so what I've done is I've folded the two halves into the centre, and that way I can do the back and the front on the fold. So I've got the front here and the skirt. Now unfortunately I can't get the full width of the funny shape of the skirt, but I could do a slimmer version, and I could do it full length if I didn't want sleeves. However, I feel that in a winter dress I would quite like sleeves. So I think if I do a knee length version, that'll still be really nice, and I'll be able to fit on a full length sleeve. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll do it knee length, which I think with my boots will still look really, really good, and will still work, and it'll still be a lovely cozy dress, and I will be able to get a full length sleeve out of it. So that is the plan. Okay, my darlings, so it's a didn't wake up till lunchtime and wearing daytime pajamas kind of day. So we're just going to push through and manage what we can manage. Yesterday I got the dress all cut out, pockets and everything. So we will go ahead with what little bits. This dress is actually going to come together really, really quickly, because basically there's not much to it. There's like a front, a back and two sleeves. Bam, and then obviously the pockets to go on. So there's really not much going on, so it should come together super quickly. But as usual, I'm going to be using my timers and things, and really sticking to them today, because I am struggling a little bit. Oh, on a side note, hang on. I've decided, instead of using my serger to put this together, because the inside's so nice and soft, and I don't want to do anything that could take away some of that softness, and sometimes the serger can just like give you a tiny bit of a tickly edge with the threads. So I've got, from another project ages ago, I've got some of the Gutermann stretchy thread. What's it called? I've not got my glasses on. What's it called? Oh, can I even read that? I can't read that. Poly something. It's like the special stretch thread that Gutermann does. So I'm going to do this on my normal machine with the stretch thread, and I might do like a very slight zigzag stitch, like not zigzag, 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 close it down so it's quite narrow. So like a small width, but not too close together, and that'll give it enough stretch and the stretch thread, and I don't think I'll need the overlocker. It's not going to fray. The fabric that it is, yeah, it's definitely not going to fray. Definitely not going to fray. So I think that's the decision that I'm making. I may or may not come to regret it, but that, I mean, if it does start to fray, I can whap it through my overlocker at a later date. That is not a problem. So that's what we're going to do, and we're just going to take things a little slowly. Actually, do you know what? I think the first thing I'm going to do is go and sit and have a cup of coffee in the garden, because it's nice. It's dry. It's not sunny, but it's dry, and I could do with the fresh air, I think. So the first thing I'm going to do is go and have a cup of coffee in the garden with the cats, and then we'll get started with some sewing. So the first thing I'm going to do is join one shoulder seam, and I joined the right shoulder seam, and that allows me to measure the neckline and then make a neckband. I'm going for a sort of higher neckband, From here going forward in this video, there's going to be minimal voiceover because you can possibly tell I have a sore throat. So we're going to have some lovely music and minimal voiceover. Okay, so it's evening and I'm just about to get ready to go for my bath, but we've got a little side quest to go on. I don't know if I've mentioned before, Stuart has a little business where he buys and sells like curios and antiques and collectibles and things, and he's wrapping that up because and we're trying to empty the storage containers that he's got all that stuff in. So he's booked a local hall in the town, and we're having a tabletop sale tomorrow, and people have people are taking tables themselves and all the rest of it. Fun. Anyway, I have a table tomorrow, and what I'm going to be selling is some of my knitwear from when I used to knit and sell baby clothes and accessories and things like that. So I still have some bits and pieces left over that I haven't sold and have been sat around for ages. So I'm going to try and sell them tomorrow. So I need to make sure that they've got labels on. I need to make sure everything's in good condition. So I thought I would just let you see into my little box of tricks. So I've got this little box here that's got all my bits and bobs. You'll probably recognise that the box comes from the unit behind me. So let's have a look, see what we've got. So we've got a little pair of mittens with owls on them. I have quite small hands, but they are kiddie mittens, and they have little owls, little owl eyes on them. So they need a price tag put on them. They don't have a price tag on them. We've got a little neck warmer. It goes around the neck like that. That needs a price tag. We've got a cowl, a neck warmer cowl, which I have worn a couple of times, but Cornwall's far too warm for something like that. So that needs a price tag on it. Oh, a little baby hat. That is so cute. So cute. But that doesn't have a price tag on it. Oh, and another neck warmer, but it's not quite finished. It's got buttonholes, but no buttons. So I might, if I get a chance to do that tomorrow, put buttons on that tomorrow. I'll get that finished off. What else have we got? Oh, we've got a little baby cardigan. This does have a price tag on it, and look at those little buttons, aren't they darling? Darling little buttons. So they already have a price tag on them, so I don't need to worry about price tagging that little cardigan. So that's smashing. So we need a separate pile for things that are already price tagged. So we'll put the non-price things over here so that they get dealt with, and the priced things here. And what have I got? Another little hat. Have you got a price tag? No, you do not have a price tag. Another a smaller baby hat. Little tiny baby hat with big, the pom-poms are almost as big as the baby's head, and that does have a price tag. Smashing. Another neck warmer with price tag. Smashing. Another hat. So they can fit, like a child or a small adult, and they have a price tag. Smashing. Another little hat with a price tag and everything in good condition. Another little hat, no price tag. Another little hat, this one does have a price tag. And another little, just a one pom-pom hat. So they all have prices. This is a little top. Opens at the back with a little bow, and it's a little vest top type thing, but that needs priced up. What else have I got in here? Oh, Cassie's first attempt at knitting a scarf. Oh, and bits of a bag that I haven't finished putting together. So you can go back in there, I'll deal with you later. And a cushion cover that I haven't decided what's happening with, so that can go back in. That can go back in there. Smashing. So that's that dealt with. So I need to find, do you know, the other day I came across the envelope that I've got all these price tags in, and do you think I can remember where it was that I saw it? And now I can't find it. Quite ridiculous. But I need to get these with their price tags on ready for tomorrow, and I won't take up a whole table. I might take some second-hand things as well, just to get rid of some bits and bobs, and maybe some stash that I'm not going to use, and that'll fill up my table. So hopefully I'll be well enough to go and sit with him tomorrow while he does that, and man my own table rather than having to get one of the kids to man my table. Because I always think it's nice when people buy handmade things, they quite like to meet the owner, because they're not cheap, because obviously the yarn costs, the time costs, so it's not, you could go into Primark or somewhere and buy, or supermarket and buy something much cheaper, but it's not going to be handmade. So yes, they are a bit more expensive. So I think meeting the person that made them and things, and that being able to ask questions actually does kind of help in these instances. So I would like to be there in person, and I'll get these things priced up in the morning, ready to go. Okie dokie. We had a day off yesterday because we were doing the tabletop sale, which we broke even. We learned a lot. We'll do things different. There was people there with that have obviously done sales before, and they were really helpful actually and taught us a lot. So the next one we do, we've got a few pointers, so hopefully it'll go a bit better. But yeah, we did it. It was good, and we made a little bit. Hello. So let's get on with this dress. Fingers has taken to lying on the dress because it's been sitting on my ironing board here, inside out with the fleecy side out, which obviously is lovely and cozy and lovely, and so now it's covered in cat hair. Excellent job, Fingers. Thank you very much. So, where did we leave off? I had done the shoulder seams, I'd put the neckband on, and I have sewn the side seams. So I need to press the side seams, and then we're on to sleeves, and we're very nearly done. So let's see what we managed to get done today. I mean, you can probably tell just from looking at me, I'm not feeling terrific. And we're supposed to be having people over for dinner later. Although, like cooking and things, that's Stuart's department. He loves cooking. But you know, I have to be ready to like actually be a human being and, you know, socialise. Not keen. I mean, it's family and I love them dearly, but you know, I have to actually pretend to be a real functioning human. Anyway, let's get on with this dress and see how much we managed today. Okay, my darlings. So I hoped to get this finished yesterday, but I did not have the energy. So the last thing we have to do today is switch over to the the twin needle. I must get a new one of these because I've used this for so many projects now. It's probably quite blunt. And it would probably do a much better job if I got a new one. So I must get, because I only have one, so I must get a new one. But today is the day we switch over to the twin needle in the machine and do these hems. They're all, I've pinned the sleeve hems, the bottom hem and the neckline, and we'll get them done, and that will be us. Oh, apart from the pockets, but what I want to do is put the dress on to ascertain where exactly I want the pockets, and I'll be putting them on with the twin needle as well. So everything from here on out is a twin needle job. So let's get to it. I have just won the most incredible bit of bobbin chicken. I literally finished and it's gone. Like, oh my goodness. And that was like the very last bit that I needed to do on this whole dress, so I didn't need any more on the bobbin. That is the most amazing bit of bobbin chicken I have ever won. I'm so excited. Well, I'm pretty delighted with this actually. I have to admit it's lovely and snuggly and warm. Perhaps a little too warm. I don't know, how often I'll be able to wear it because, although I have to say, being out for a walk down at Anthony House, with this in my jacket, and I wasn't too hot actually. I wasn't too hot. It was lovely. It was just right. So actually, maybe it's not too hot. Maybe too hot for wearing around the house because our house tends to be quite cosy. But it was absolutely lovely when I was out in the lovely autumnal. It's not a great day. It's kind of damp and misty, but it kind of gives that sort of lovely autumnal moodiness that I enjoy. So yeah, we've got, actually, talking of weather, we've got yellow rain warnings from tonight right through tomorrow. So goodness knows what it's going to be like, because it's been pretty rainy already. And Cornwall is a little prone to flooding, so hopefully we'll not have too much flooding. We're all right where we are because we're up a bit and in the town. But it's, some of the villages and things and some of the roads get a bit scary. So we'll just need to keep an eye out for that. So yes, I'm really pleased with my dress. It's turned out really well. I wish I'd had enough to make the longer version. I think I would have been 100% happy with the longer version, whereas I'm not 100% happy. So this might not be the final iteration of this dress, but I am really, really pleased with it. It is far closer to the original video that I saw that I loved, far closer to the kind of feel of it and everything. So I am really, really pleased. And that's it from me this week. As usual, I want to know what you guys have been up to. Have you been doing some good crafty stuff? What's bringing you joy this week? What you are you've got kids and grandkids around, family stuff, all that good stuff. I know that this is sort of coming into a busy time of year for some of you. So keep me posted on all your crafty goings on. And I think that's it. I will see you guys next week. So I hope wherever you are, you and your loved ones are safe and well. Love from Liz.
Say that I should be in the follies, hot tamales. Say that I got a pair of eyes just like old Svengalis. I confess that I possess the sweetest charms in town.